What's up, YouTube? This is Eldris with GGTV. Oh, I need to shave. Little stubbling going on. Anyway, welcome to GGTV. This is Eldris, and I've got some more Starcraft 2 replays for you today. It's two I'm going to do in one segment. The first one's going to be just kind of really quick, and the second one's a pretty cool macro game. Both of them are mine from the Gold Ladder, the North American server. So, I'm going to go ahead and load those up, and you guys can get all kinds of hype. Get hype. Mega hype. Basically, I'm just going to run through both of them and just kind of point out some of the thought process and how some of the things I do work and don't work, and some of the things I could have done to make the build better or to make my gameplay better. So, let's get the names up. And we are on Daybreak. It is a PvZ. And I am against the Red Zerg Khazar. Right on, Khazar. So, as is typical with most PvZ, especially in these days, you'll see the Forge Fast Expand wall coming up at the natural. And we're actually going to speed this up. We don't need to watch the whole thing. It's a variation on a build I've shown previously, so if you haven't checked that one out, it's the PvZ 1-base Blinkstalker build. Check that out. There's a video for it also on this channel, and this is just a slight variation to that, so we're going to go through it pretty quick. So, Semi-Probe up there for scouting. I see that he's not going like an early pull or anything, so I'm assuming it's a expand build. So I bring my probe down to his natural and just kind of block it off as long as I can. And he does bring down an extra drone just to harass my probe, and I assume it's going to be used for scouting as well. So eventually my probe gets low in health, so I'm going to have to back off and run away. I wanted to go down to his third and leave it there, but since he's continuing to chase with that drone, I'm not able to. So I just try and get away with it, and then I'm going to go back over to his third anyway. I'm back at my base, just building up that Forge Fast Expand wall, and probing up. Probing, and this is actually in a bad spot. I didn't realize it at the time, but completely blocked in right here. Didn't work out so well. Was not good. But as you can see, I brought that scouting probe back to his third, just to wait and see if he's putting up a third expansion or if he's going for a 2-base play, and continuing to probe up and build my wall. Now, I throw down 3 extra gateways here. I'm up to 4 gates now, and I'm researching Warp Gate. The next thing I'm going to do is throw down a Twilight Council. It's basically the same thing as that Blinkstalker build 1-base play that I've shown before. I see that he has laid down his third, so I'm going to go ahead with this this build that I'm doing now. If he does not lay down that third, then I'm either going to lay down my natural and try and keep up with economy, or I'm just going to go a 1-base all-in. But he does have this Overlord over here, and he's screwing me over with his camera there. So he does see that there's... You can basically tell that there's not a Nexus there yet, because there's no probes coming back and forth with minerals, there's no gas. And I don't know why you can see the chrono boost right there. That's a little strange. But I get my Twilight Council down, get Blink out, and I have to take down this pylon because, like I said, I got stuck in. Hooray, go me. Good job. Fantastic. On the way to platinum. Good job, guys. So, I get my initial warp in of units out. He has a bunch of Zerglings on the field. And I do say that I fell so far behind just because I don't have a expansion up. It's a 1-base play versus a 3-base play. And if this push does not work, then I am screwed. Now, he does send all these lings in. They are slow, but I forgot to re-up the pylon there. And there's no wall at all. Good job. And he destroys my probes. That's good parenting. While this is going on, however, I do have my group of zealots and stalkers in here harassing his third, and because he went for such a expensive 3-base expand early, I'm able to do a 1-base all-in and just harass him because he has almost no units. Let's see what he has. He actually has a better army count than I do. That changed fast. Thank you, Warpwood. So he's got a little over 20 lings out, and that just evaporated because I did another warp in of zealots just to handle the lings, and as well as to tank the damage from the spine crawler and the clean. But now I'm going more stalkers. The link should be finishing up any moment now. Should be finished. So now I can do blink micro. Even against these fast lings, I'm able to just blink micro and do a lot of damage until I can get some zealots in to handle the lings. So I'm forcing him to waste so much money on static defense and zerglings, and honestly he just grows frustrated and quits, which is understandable. Because I'm just going to continue marching in up here. Now, it is entirely possible for him to come back in this if he would have put up a spine wall at his natural. If he would have just sacrificed 4 or 5 drones. He has plenty of minerals to do it. He has over 1,200 minerals. He could have just put up a wall of spines and continued to macro up. And there's no way I'm going to be able to break 5, 6, 7 spine crawlers to get to his natural or his main. However, if he does do that, I am still able to go back home, get a robo core, or a robo bay, robo facility, I think that's the one, get a robo and get an observer out, and then as soon as I gain vision to the high ground, I can just blink up all my stalkers and go right into his main and then work my way out that way, as well as take an expand at that point. So, it's likely that he could have held that off long enough to get an economy going, but since he didn't, he basically just gave up. He grew frustrated and gave up. Poor little Zerg. But, that's not going to be a metagame play. It's just something kind of goofy that might work, every now and then, where you just fool the Zerg into going into a quick double expand early, and then just put in 1-base all-in pressure on him. So that one's done. It's kind of nifty the way it worked, and it was really cool the way it worked out because I wasn't planning to do that straight from the start. After I put up that forge, I decided I do want to try it if he does double expand, and it turned out that he did. So, hooray for me. Hooray for Brotos. Let's see, here we go. Okay, I'm just trying to find this next replay to load it up, and it is a bit longer, and I think I'm probably going to go through it kind of fast as well since it is a longer game. Again, this is a gold ladder game of mine. There we go. It is a gold ladder game of mine. As you can see there, Ildras, the red Protoss, on Newkirk, in the new maps, versus Paul the Cat. Hello, Paul. How are you today? Well, very well right now, I assume, but in quite a while, maybe not so well. but that's okay, because we're going to make it quick. Okay, so this game is a little weird. I don't know how to forge fast expand so well on this map yet, and this pylon I don't think is enough. Actually, I think the pylon's okay. I think it's the cannon placement that I used that I didn't like later on that I noticed. But this game is fairly odd. It's, you know, different. It's not exactly a standard GSL level play. So you'll see that. I'm actually going to just speed up through here because this part is fairly standard. I go very standard forge fast expand, and he goes very standard early expansion. Like I think it was like a 14 or 15 pool into a 14 or 15 hatchery, something like that. Something like that. You can go back and watch it again though. Find out for yourself. Make me do all the damn work. Jerks. I'm joking. I love you all. You are each and every one of you a special individual and very, very... screw it. I hate you. I'm kidding. Kidding. Okay, again, like I said, I don't know this map for the wall that well. This actually turns out to be good, but I always hate having to use a pylon as part of my wall. Just because, you know, they're so weak. They don't have nearly as much health as one of the bigger buildings. But, like I said, lots and lots of forge fast expanding. He goes into his third fairly quickly. And I'm thinking he's going to take this third here. I think because I had seen a Zerg do that on the gold ladder again. Not too long ago, I was assuming he would put it here, even though I should know Zerg should expand away from the Protoss. Up here, which is the smart thing to do. So I have my, oh yeah, that's right, I sent, okay, just missed it, but I sent my probe up into here just to do a quick scout. Didn't really get much information. I saw that this natural was up and saturated, and then he had his evolution chamber down. He sent his first two wings out for a little bit of scouting information himself. And you can just see in the supply difference how well Zerg is able to get up in supply over Protoss. But typically when I'm on two bases, I like to get 6 gates, a robo, and then, you know, whatever tech path I want to go, with the forge, of course. So if I'm going to go gateway units, I'll throw down like a Twilight Council and then tech into high temps, or I'll throw down the Robo Bay and tech into Colossi. Upgraded Colossi. Oh yeah. But as you've probably realized by this point, I am absolutely in love with Blink Stalkers and PvZ. They do a little bit of extra damage against armored, and typically you find a lot of roaches these days. Lots and lots of them. Like a friggin' Southern Motel 6. Yeah. Like a Motel 6. So I know this, and I'm making my first official warp-in full of stalkers. Delicious, tasty stalkers. Probes and pylons, probes and pylons. Gonna go ahead and get Blink, get my, okay, there it is, get my Observer out, and then the Immortal. And I'm gonna move out. This is something that all players should take note of, in that you always, map control is very important. Let me put it that way. Map control is very important, especially when you're expanding. Early expanding, that's strange, isn't it? It's very bold and very greedy of me to take that third base there. And very lucky that the Zerg player didn't have a Zergling or an Overlord sitting right there, which he should have. So if you're a Zerg player, you should always have an Overlord or a Zergling sitting at possible thirds for Protoss or Terran. Just for information. Just so you know what's going on. So what is our Zerg buddy doing? Oh, look at that! Fuck tons of roaches! Imagine. Roaches. And he's getting +1 attack. And he's getting roach speed. What else is going on? Oh, infestation pit. Oh, what is this? Is that a greater spire? Is he going fast broodlords? My God, heaven help us. Except for the part where, you know, I'm going into mass blink stalker. So, yeah. Oh, look at that. Void Ray, too. And up into fucking +3 already. So he does have Carapace. And +1 weapons, just about finishing up. So there's that. And he's getting the Corruptors out to morph them into Broodlords. Very soon, I assure you. So this is basically a 3-base fast Broodlords. Very fast Broodlords. Versus my super greedy 3rd base into mass Blink Stalker with Immortal support. And Void Rays, apparently. Love some Void Rays. And you'll see that I put up the gateway wall here as well. I did that as soon as I was able to. And just kind of holding off with my 3rd. I'm really waiting for that attack that I was just absolutely certain was coming. Because anytime I try an early, you know, take an early 3rd, the Zerg just overwhelms me with roaches. Hence the wall. And the 2 cannons there. But I am definitely going to have... Oh, here he comes. But I am definitely going to have the upgrade advantage because of that Forge Fast Expand. I'm going to should have +3. Go! Go faster! Quickly! Okay. So he looks like he's just kind of... Player cams. Tisk tisk. Oh, missed it. Let's back it up. 10 seconds. Back it up. Back it up. So he can just barely see my army. I don't think I'm paying attention. I don't really see his army so much. And apparently my army scared him. Which it should, because I have exactly the unit composition to ward this off. I didn't have as much as him. And he probably could have engaged there, actually, and taken down some of my forces. At least picked, you know, a bunch of them off. And then come back now. But I was having very good macro. Actually, I'll get back to that. So we get the battle going, and the roaches are in front, and I make the huge mistake of not getting all my stalkers in the back. So the Immortals are having a little bit of trouble finding their targets. The Zealots can't get to anything at all. They're finally breaking out behind the wall of stalkers and getting up into the front of the battle where they should have been from the start. I'm finally getting these Immortals in. They're targeting down all the roaches here. They're going down so fast. Immortals do so much damage to roaches. And I'm blinking forward, taking down more roaches, and I'm going straight for the Broodlords. I do not want them to get away. I know how expensive they are, and I know how much of a devastating loss it is for Zerg to lose all your Broodlords so early. And it's just so easy with Mass Blink Stalker. And then he tries to run his Corruptors by, and that was a mistake too. Take down several of those. I could have taken out more with Blink, but I'm probably back macroing somewhere. Doing something. Thinking about something. Something's going on. Oh, and look at that. My internet failed. Fantastic. I don't think it matters though. So I'm going to continue my Immortal production. I'm going to continue getting Blink Stalkers out. I have 1 Colossus. I'm not going very heavy into the Colossus production. I don't want a lot of them because I know he's making a lot of Corruptors. And it looks like he's sticking to the build that he wanted. I'm blinking forward on top of the roaches to make sure they can't get away. And they're just going down so fast. That +3 armor, or the +3 weapons upgrade just tears through them. 17 damage to armored opponents. I believe Corruptors are counted as armored as well. Or maybe it's Broodlords. These roaches just do not want any part of this army. blink on top of them, keep them from getting away again. And they all go down. They're all going down so fast. These Immortals are just tearing through them. But the Broodlords are there to force me to back off. So I retreat, pull back into my proxy pylon, get in some more Stalkers, just continue my production, keep my money low. I'm actually mined out on my main, just about. So it is time to go start a new base. So I'm going to get this 4th up now. And I don't believe the Zerg actually even realizes I'm on 3 bases yet. Yeah, he has no idea I've even taken this 3rd. So I'm about to go up on 4 bases. And as far as he knows, I'm still only on 2. So I'm pulling in right now. I'm going to engage this army. I blink on top of the Broodlords and the Roaches, just trying to snipe down some Broodlords. The Immortals are working down the Roaches. I'm just continuing forward. I want those Broodlords, especially that guy. There he goes. The Broodlords do go down. I'm swapping so many Broodlords for all these Stalkers, which I don't know if that was actually cost efficient, because that was a lot of Stalkers. A lot of Stalkers just fell. So I just lost my entire army. I am down 60 supply. Okay, well no, wait, I'm over here. Good. I'm down almost 100 supply now. Thankfully, I was making these Void Rays. These Void Rays are actually one of the biggest reasons why I did not lose to that counterattack right there. Because Void Rays are very good against Corruptors. They are very, very good against Broodlords. And of course, they just murder Roaches, because Roaches can't even fight back. So, these, what do I have, 3 Void Rays, 4 Void Rays here? These 4 Void Rays just completely save me. They buy me enough time to get in some more Stalkers and build my army back up. I'm still down almost 80 supply, but I am on 4 bases. It is mining now. Let's see, my natural is getting close to mined out. I am going into high temp tech. I do not have this Immortal battle. I do not know why. Oh, because the rally point was on another Immortal, which apparently died. Good macro. So we're just gonna let that Roach just spit his little acid everywhere. No problem. Okay, so I get some more Stalkers in. Pull back just to try and defend my bases. I know that that proxy pylon just went down. He's got some more Broodlords in. He's using so much gas on these Broodlords. And, you know, the cost of the Corruptors as well, just to make those Broodlords. So that was a bad engagement right there already. I'm going to lose this Void Ray. It goes down. These other 3 Void Rays are doing so much damage, though. Not getting full charge, and they are taking a lot of damage from those Corruptors. I do not have enough of them. Finally get the charge up, but it's just not enough. However, I do have enough Stalkers to get in there, and they are so fully upgraded. Almost fully upgraded. Sort of fully upgraded. Fully upgraded weapons. They do so much damage to all these Roaches, to the Broodlords, just everything in sight. Blinking forward. I want to take down these Broodlords so bad. I know how much they cost. I know how much just absolutely devastating it is to lose them again and again. However, Paul the Cat just refuses to tech out of them. He should really be going Infestors here. If he were to go Infestors and Broodlords, then he would be okay. Maybe make, you know, fewer Broodlords, just whatever it takes to get the Infestors out. I'm completely unable to make Colossi because of all the Corruptors. So that was the Zerg's mistake. Not trying to switch away from the tech that he's using and failing with. He's simply trying to stay with it and out macro me, and it's just not working because I'm able to stay on my 5th base now, which is even with the Zerg, which is not what you want at all as a Zerg player. You want to be at least 1 base up on your opponent. So he's continuing to try the same thing that's just simply not working for him, and just trying to out macro. Oh, and here come the freaking Archons. 5 Archons. Just morphing in. So there goes all my gas. But he is going to get a few shots on this Nexus slowly warping in, but I do bring my army in just in time to save it. And I am just tearing through all these roaches now, blinking on top of them, blinking right underneath the Brood Lords, and these Archons are going to town on all these roaches. And on the Brood Lords now, doing all that extra splash damage versus biological. All the Brood Lords have gone down yet again, and he's losing his Corruptors as well. So I'm going to pull back one more time. I'm going to secure this 5th base, make sure I get my probes in it, make sure it's starting to mine up. While he actually moves out his drones here, anticipating the counterattack. Though I don't believe it comes yet. Okay, just a few seconds afterwards. So that was actually very good on his part to get those drones out of there. And again, I am moving in to attack his army. I'm stopping the macro and then moving back in again. Get the rest of them in there. There you go. There's a lot of roaches there. I don't have as many stalkers as I did. I'm relying on all these immortals and these Archons, excuse me, for my damage right now. And against this many Brood Lords, it's just not enough. And then plus the Zerglings come out as well. Wow, these aren't even... They're not even Speedlings yet. You can see how just absolutely gas-heavy Brood Lords are. Don't even have time to put, 100 gas in the Speedlings. But I'm on 5 bases now. Always having 3 mining at any time. So I'm able to re-up my army so quickly. Just so quickly. Able to get all the Zealots in there and attack the Lings down, and also get on top of the Roaches while the Immortal does damage to those. While I use my Stalkers to focus down these Corruptors and the Brood Lords. And again, he's morphing in more Brood Lords. Just using up all that gas. All that gas. Still do not have my 5th base mining yet, but he no longer even has a 5th base. That was a better trade for me. I think I'm finally starting to get... Yeah, there they go. Finally getting my probes in from my natural to go down to the 5th. And begin mining. While I move out with my army. And this is one of the key parts of this entire game for me as well, is just maintaining map dominance. I continue placing aggression on him, forcing him to back off, which allows me to move about the map freely. So I'm able to control the map and then control where I put my bases up when I can, etc., etc. And he's actually bringing in a small flank. He doesn't have very many roaches, but he does have these Brood Lords hovering over this area that I can't even get to. So I can barely, I don't know if I can even get in range of him at all. So I decide that's enough. I'm moving out. This is a very bad spot for me to engage. So I'm slowly stutter-stepping my way out and then blink. And I'll wait for him to come to me for a better spot. Get that 5th base mining. I actually did take out this 4th as well. So now he is down to 3 bases, none of them with any minerals left. So he could expand either here down to the bottom left, the 2 bottom left bases. But he does not. He is mining nothing at all right now. This is his last stand. Those upgrades, oh, bad storm, very bad storm. Don't lose the high temps. Get it out of there. Save it. Oh, wow. Just barely made it. Warp in another round of Stalkers. These Blink Stalkers are just so effective against his army composition. Moving around back to hit his tiny army that he has left. Blink on top of it and take him down. He wants to get out into this area again, but I have another set of Stalkers down below, completely accidental. Didn't realize I had done that. Just missed some Stalkers. And I do get a good storm in, and it actually manages to take out one of the Brood Lords. He brings in a group of lings using the last bit of his money. He's actually long distance mining now. That's just simply all he has. Warping another round of zealots for any more lings, and he does finally GG out. And that is the end of that game. And that game is simply to illustrate the importance of map control. If you have map control, you are able to take a base that you wouldn't be able to normally. You are able to defend it much better. As long as you're able to keep track of his army and control the area of the map that you need in order to get your expansions up, in order to get your economy up, you have a good chance of getting your economy high enough to match a Zerg player, or to even outmatch a Zerg player. And typically what you want to do is have 3 bases mining. Once you get up to your 3rd base, after your Forge Fast expand, you want to have 3 bases mining at all times. So typically, once my main is mined out, or when it's nearing mined out, I'll make my 4th. And then I'll take those probes from my main and take them out to the 4th base. Right? 4th? Yeah, 4th. And you want to have about between 60 and 70 probes at any given time mining. So 62, 63 is typically what I have. You need one for a proxy pylon, for building things like that, but you can just grab those from any place in any of your bases. Really, the main things to learn from this game is map control and tech switch. If you're doing a build that's not working, do not keep trying to do it and just raise your economy, because all your opponent has to do is raise their economy as well, and their better army composition is going to continue to dominate your worse army composition. So if he would have switched to Infestors, I believe the AoE from that would have given him a much better chance of winning. Maybe keep 3 or 4 Broodlords and then go Infestor Ling. Broodlords are not, they are powerful, but just because you get a bunch of Broodlords does not mean you win. You have to have the right composition in order to win. So that was those 2 games, and I will have some more. I'm actually going to do some random casts soon. Get some more random games from sc2replays.com, I think is the name of the website. I could be wrong. I don't know. But I do know that there's going to be more to come. And if you do have replays that you want to be cast, then send them to GamerGenusTV@gmail.com. If you would like coaching or any kind of tips, then send an email to the same place, and I'll get back to you. I'm generally available almost all the time, honestly. We can always set up a time for coaching, or for if you just want a replay analyzed and just kind of shown what you did wrong, what you think you could, or what I think you could have done better, etc., etc. Send that in. We'll get together. We'll get on Skype and we'll go over it. I think I'm gonna go shave now. A little bit scruffy. In my bum gear, my bum hoodie, my scruffy neck. Okay, so I am done. This has been GGTV with me, that guy with the scraggy beard. Peace.